How could he have taken down Heli on day one? That's impossible. There's no way. He's gotta be cheating, or an abusive admin, or a hacker. Fuck that guy.
Actually, it really wasn't that hard. And if you watch the video, I can show you the steps you need to take to make it happen for you too. Spawn in, hit tree, make spear. Take spears, head for the road. Make sure you pick a lot of cloth along the way. If you're lucky enough to get a decent bit of cloth, get some stone, get some more wood, and do not make stone tools. Instead, make a bow to defend yourself, because the road on wipe day can be especially dangerous. Start hitting barrels, and keep hitting barrels. Follow that road all the way to Outpost, hitting all the barrels you can. Once you get to Outpost, recycle all the components and pretty much everything you got. It doesn't matter. You don't need them. You don't have any BPs. What are you going to make with it? Now head over to the vending machines and buy yourself a jackhammer. That's the only tool that you should really need. And some clothing upgrades if you can afford it. Now that we got a jackhammer and a lower tier kit, time to start working on that starter base. Now you want to get some stone. Get as much stone as you can get. And you don't want to stray too far from Outpost because you're going to be heading back there shortly. Now that you got a shitfuck worth of stone, trade some of it in for wood. And pay attention to how I did that. You gotta make it go up to 30 by clicking the button. Otherwise it'll stack stupid. If you want it to stack up, like mine, like 10k worth, you gotta do it that way. If you type it in, you're gonna get like wood all over the place. It's a real mess. Alright, so let's start making the starter base. You're gonna want to put it close to where you're gonna make the heli base, but not too close as to where the TC will fuck with it. Now look at this. I didn't put those triangles down because I'm stupid. That's where the storage is. Gives you plenty of room for activities. Put some deployables down and it should make for a nice snug little home. This is the starter base that I like to use. Doesn't really matter. You can do whatever you need, but for me, this is pretty efficient and cheap. An advantage to having a tall airlock like this is you can put shotgun traps above. Believe it or not, shotgun traps are like one of the best fucking things in the whole game. They can really save your ass.
I'm a fucking sweaty full gear who only raids starter bases because I'm a pussy and I'm scared to take on the big boys. Look at me go, Mom. Get the goddamn camera. Oh, I can smell that sweaty loot on you, boy. Ah, fuck.
So now let's start building the base. Pay attention to this footprint, it's a pretty simple one. Let's put up the door and the walls. Now we got our little airlock. You're going to be using that triangle to go to the second floor. Put some floors down. And that'll get you up to the next floor. Make it wood so that way if you do get a ladder hatch, you can put one down there. Make the stairs wood, I mean. you're going to want to upgrade everything on the outside to sheet. Anything that might take a direct hit from a rocket needs to be sheet. The inside can be stone. As long as it's not going to take a direct rocket blast, it's okay to be stone. I upgrade the floors up here to sheet because as of right now, you're not going to be able to build it all in one shot. So I made it sheet so it's not as easy for people to blow in through the floor. Just finishing some upgrading. You'll notice in the airlock, above it I upgraded that to sheet. That way people can't go through one door then pick straight up. Put your door down and a double door opening out to make a little airlock that people can't just run through the first door. Put down another door. Let's put down a tool cupboard. Put some mats in it. Put down another double door. Let's go upstairs. Put down double door. And put down double door. Now your core is pretty much done. You can actually operate out of this. Let's move on to storage. You can store your stuff any way you want, but this is the way I do it. I'm actually under the opinion that people that use the salvage shelves just don't know how to build, because you don't need them. Let's put some boxes down. You'll see I have a shotgun trap at the bottom right there. In between those two boxes. I try to put one up here, and I'm thinking to myself, how come I never put a box up here? I play on monthly wipes, so I tend to forget. And I'm like, that would be a good idea. Why would I not put one there? I soon realized why. Oh yeah, that's right, because it'll shoot the fucking box, so I break it. Then I'm like, maybe I can put one in between, facing the other way. Ah, fuck it. And I just changed my mind. But you probably can. You can probably put one like how I got at the bottom. Put some boxes down here. I flip them this way so you can move around the base easier and put more deployables down there. But if you want to fit 3, you got to do it that way. It restricts your room, but not by too much. So we got our loot room all set up and it looks nice. Got plenty of storage. Now let's put down some deployables to make it more comfortable, more livable. I normally put a fridge right here by the airlock. You'll notice it turns blue, but it won't let you place. It says you can't deploy on a door, but if you remove the door, put it down, and put the door back, you're good. Get a bench down. You can put these down in any order and anywhere you want. You don't even have to use the fridge. It's just like a luxury item, but I like them. Freeze boxes up, you know, to have a fridge. Now, some of your items might take damage, so that's why I'm placing the beds as far away from the wall as possible. Because the TC will actually repair most of the items, but it won't repair the beds because you can't put sewing kits in a TC. And you'll notice there's nowhere else to put beds, so only 2 players will be able to have the beds. I'd put like your better players in the beds. And the tryhards, they get to fucking live in bags. That's what they get. Fuck them. The course is pretty much complete. You got it stocked, you're ready to go. And it's glorious. Now we're going to actually work on the part you fight heli from. Notice I'm putting squares down first on all the triangle ends. Then I put down the triangle ends. Put down some windows. You want to put doors. You want to put them on the triangles. You want to like stick to like your pattern. So like if you put it on like that triangle, you want to just follow around putting it on that side of the 2 triangles that you put it on. You don't have to, but for like OCD purposes, I do that. This can be upgraded to stone. You'll notice that wall that I passed was actually sheet, and that's because it goes to the stairs. So it's important to protect that. This will be just an empty room for you to run through when you're being shelled with rocket fire, so the rest of it can be stone. You can leave this stone and just repair it if it takes any damage, but I don't like to take the chance, so I make it sheet. The rest of this has to be sheet. You can't have your floor giving out. If a part of your roof falls, you can still fight heli. But if the floor gives out from underneath you, it really limits you and fucks you up pretty bad. It can make the difference between taking heli or taking an L. So the next part here is optional. Some people want roof access, some people don't care. So if you don't care, you're pretty much set to fight heli as is. But if you want roof access, you're going to want to leave that stone when you're doing all the upgrades. Or if you can afford it, just build it all in one shot. But if you're on a budget, you can just upgrade that to stone. And you can take stone down pretty easy using a jackhammer. And with the repair bench, you just refill it and you fucking start chipping at it again. And with a jackhammer, it should take you less than 5 minutes to break through anything stone, as long as you're hitting the soft side. So, because it's day 1 and you don't have all the BPs, you can do it like this. This will give you roof access. But you can't put a double door down there, because it won't let you get to the top. You're gonna have to wait for a garage door to do that. So let's do garage doors. See, once you got a garage door, that door will block off both those points. In fact, you should remove all your doors and upgrade them to garage doors as soon as possible, except for this one, which I mistakenly broke by accident, not paying attention. So I put down a wall frame and I put back our door so we can have that fucking sweet airlock. In fact, if you want to live out of the space for a while, because you're not really supposed to live in a heli base, they're too high profile, but you can with some minor upgrades. Make sure you make these into sheet so they can't blow into your TC, or blow into your loot rooms too easy just through one door and then patow, you know? And then you want to put down some fucking garage doors. You can actually put a double door frame in every section at the bottom floor if you build it the way I built it. And then you just fill it with easy garage doors. Make it a real nightmare to raid. Yeah, good luck with that. Now let's finish putting up some doors. You want to have these doors going inward. And then you put up these. You have to use vertical embrasures. Well, you don't have to. You could use horizontal. But in my opinion, it's harder to use than vertical. Vertical is definitely the way to go. It's too hard to see heli and the other ones. And your base is complete. You're ready to take heli. And you don't need an AK. All you really need is an LR. You don't even need armor. I didn't use armor when I took down heli. All I used was a jacket, some real clothes, boots, tack gloves, wolf helmet, bandana. I speed this up to save time for the heli. Save time for the video, I mean. So a few quick tips on heli. You don't need an AK, and the only BP you need to really learn would be regular clothes, because that's what I took it down in. You need to buy an LR, you need to learn the bullet for the LR, and you need to get a L96. So just save up your scrap, buy those, and you can actually solo the heli just using that. Oh yeah, and you need meds. You need a lot of meds. Meds are actually pretty easy to get. You can kill scientists to get them, or you can find large medical kits and recycle them to get the med. Another thing is, you'll notice there, after heli rockets, it like goes to the other side of the base and sits down stationary for a while. That's the best time to shoot it and get the fucking rotors easy. And that's how you take down heli day one.